Welcome to Sincerely Unapologetic, a podcast where bold faith meets honest answers, and I'm your host, Harry Allotey. Today we're going to discuss something very interesting, and what we're going to discuss is the subject, why Christianity? And that's a very important subject because, many times people have questions as to, is Christianity the only religion? Are there other religions? And are all religions leading to the same God? Can we say that Christianity actually is exclusive? So that's a very important question to answer. And I think about this as a story, right? There's a story of this young boy in a particular village, and this young boy had a fever. And so, the elders in the village came together. One said, for example, let's boil these herbs for him. He's going to get well. Another said, no, let's, just let him lie down. Hopefully the spirits will heal him. Another said, no, there's this remedy that helped with this particular situation. And so, let's give it to this boy, he'll be fine. And then finally, somebody said that there was a doctor in the neighboring village who was coming by in the night. And so the father heard all the opinions, but once he heard that there was a doctor, he picked this boy, ran towards the neighboring village, and the doctor diagnosed the boy, prescribed some medicine to the boy, and the boy got well. Now, this is very important because the doctor, the boy's father did not say that, oh, well, all opinions are valid, so let's go with everybody's opinion. But the doctor, heard about this. The father heard about this doctor and sent his child to the neighboring village, and the child was diagnosed and got well. And I see the world as this village, right, where everybody has, or different religions have an opinion as to how we can relate to God or how we can access God. But one of the things that you notice about the various opinions that we think about is that when different religions make different statements about God and they all claim to be true, but when you compare those statements, they are contradictory. Then it's not possible for the same statements that contradict each other for it all to be true. So, for example, what Islam claims, or what Hinduism claims, or what Buddhism claims, or what Christianity claims about God, all seem to contradict each other. So it's not then possible that they are all pointing to God. Because if I say, for example, that I'm here right now shooting this podcast and talking to you guys, and then at the same time I say that I'm traveling to Kumasi, both statements cannot be the same. The reason why they cannot be the same is because I cannot claim to be shooting this podcast at this particular point in time and still also be traveling to another part of Ghana. It's not possible. The statements, they both cannot be true because they both contradict each other. So, so all religions cannot be making this exact same claim. And when you examine them, you can see that they are all contradictory as well. So for example, when you look at all religions, right, they disagree on who God is. All religions disagree on the nature of humanity. All religions disagree, for example, about our eternal destination. Where do we spend life after death? All religions, for example, disagree about how can we be saved. And so they all cannot be right. And at the center of this disagreement stands one faith that makes an extraordinary and testable claim. And that faith is Christianity. And so Christianity does not just simply offer spiritual advice or moral teachings. Christianity makes a historical claim about the real events in the world. For example, Christianity claims that God entered human history in the person of Jesus Christ. Christianity claims, for example, that he lived amongst us. He died under Roman authority, and that after 3 days he rose again. And if that claim is true, then it changes everything. Everything changes. So as we think about, as we make a case for why Christianity, and why should we believe that Christianity is true amongst other religious claims, why does it stand amongst those? I'm going to provide 4 reasons that I believe that this should be the case. Number 1 is that Christianity is grounded in history. Most religions are built on private revelations. For example, in Islam, we believe that the Quran is received privately by Muhammad. Or you come to the Mormons, who believe that Joseph Smith received the golden plates privately, or that Buddha even gained enlightenment privately. But Christianity is different. Christianity is grounded in public historical events. If you look at the claim of Christianity about the resurrection of Jesus, for example, it claimed that it happened publicly. It claimed that it happened in a known city. The city is Jerusalem. It's claimed that it happened under Roman rule, and that there were witnesses who were many as well. Even non-Christian historians, for example, confirm these key details. You have somebody like Tacitus, who is not a Christian, but is a historian, and Tacitus records that Jesus was executed under Pontius Pilate. You have Josephus, who is not a Christian, he's a Jewish historian who references Jesus and talks about his early Christian movement. You have somebody like Pliny the Younger, who is not a Christian but describes Christians as worshiping Jesus Christ as God. These sources that are not Christian confirm something very important. What did they confirm? They confirm that Jesus lived. They confirmed that he was crucified, and very quickly after his death, they confirmed that people proclaimed that he had risen. And that is very important, because Christianity stands or falls on this historical claim. Because if they are not true, if these events that is recorded about Jesus' death and his resurrection are not true, then everything falls flat. So that's very important, and that zeroes in not on just on the fact that Christianity is historical, but especially when you come to the resurrection of Jesus, for example, it's at the centerpiece of Christianity. In fact, the Apostle Paul let us understand this in 1 Corinthians 15, where he says, if Christ had not been risen, or he had not risen, then our Christian faith collapses. But interestingly, historians, both Christian and non-Christian, agree on several facts. For example, they agree that Jesus died by crucifixion. Crucifixion was a Roman execution method that was very brutal. It was impossible for there to ever be survival because of the process in which the person goes through as well when they're crucified. It was very, very brutal. But not only that, and that confirms Jesus' death, but not only that, the tomb was empty. Right. Interestingly, when it comes to the death, the burial of Jesus, the tomb is specific and is mentioned. The tomb belonged to Joseph of Arimathea. It was a specific tomb that had a specific owner as well. And when Jesus died and he was buried, and he rose again, the tomb was empty. People may ask, but maybe people stole his body. Maybe he was buried in the wrong tomb. If he was buried in the wrong tomb, all they had to do, or let's say if the disciples were making a false claim, all they had to then do is to go and show his body, because his body is in a specific tomb. And if he was buried in the wrong tomb, all they have to show is which is the wrong tomb, because the historical claim is that he was buried in the tomb of Joseph of Arimathea. It was a specific tomb. Or even if you say they stole his body, for example, granted they stole his body, why would this group of disciples be willing to die, get their wives and families killed, all for a lie? Why would that even happen? I'm sure at some point in time they would say, you know what, we were lying. All this was a story. Here is his body. We're lying. We want stop killing us. Stop all this persecution and all of that. But that did not happen. That these guys were willing to die after they encountered the resurrected Jesus. Something changed about their life, and the resurrection is a major point of contact that shows us the transition that the disciples had when they became bold witnesses of the gospel as well. But not even just that, not that his tomb was empty, but also we see that even many people believe that they saw the risen Jesus. Right? He appeared to Peter, who denied him. He appeared to the 500 before he ascended into heaven. He appeared to the disciples as well. Even Thomas, who doubted, he appeared to him according to Luke chapter 24. Thomas encountered him, and when he encountered him, his doubt went away. And then the disciples themselves were not only did they see him, but they were transformed as well. Before the resurrection, these guys were terrified, they were hiding. After the resurrection, they boldly preached about Jesus, that he's alive, even when it costed them their lives as well. Something definitely happened to them that changed them forever. And the best explanation that historians come with is that Jesus actually rose from the dead. And if that is true, then Christianity is indeed meaningful. It is indeed true as well. And this is important. Why we believe that Christianity, I believe that a case for Christianity is the right case when we talk about how we understand who God is and how he has revealed himself to us as well. And Christianity also solves the human problem. Every religion tries to answer the same question: what is wrong with humanity? What is wrong with humanity? Many religions say, for example, the problem is ignorance. Some say the problem is lack of discipline, for example. But Christianity goes deeper. It says the problem with humanity is sin. Right? We are broken morally. If you ask anybody if they are perfect, nobody will tell you that they are perfect. Because at the core of our humanity is an acknowledgement of our brokenness, that we are not perfect as well. We know what is right, yet we fail to even live up to what is right as well. And that's why we see in our world everywhere, we see corruption, we see injustice, we see violence, we see selfishness. Christianity explains the human condition with remarkable accuracy. And most religions will say things like, work your way out. It's through your effort that you can reach out to God. Christianity says no, that's not the case. Unlike other religious expressions that are saying that we have to work through our good works to reach out to God, Christianity says that God reached out to us. He came down. Salvation, therefore, is not earned. It is given through grace, through the life, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And that message is radically different from other religions that say that you have to work your way to earn God's love, to earn salvation. It's your good works. Christianity said no, our good works are not enough. Why? Because fundamentally as human beings, we are broken morally. And to fix that problem, God came down to us in the person of Jesus Christ and dealt with the problem of sin and reconciled us back to him as well. And also number 4, Jesus is unmatched in human history. He's unmatched. It's not compared. What do I mean by that? At the center of Christianity is one person, Jesus Christ. No one has shaped history like Jesus Christ. Even people who reject Christianity acknowledge his impact, right? If you look at the global calendar, it's based on his birth. His teachings transformed ideas around compassion and charity and human dignity. Hospitals, universities, countless humanitarian movements all grew out of the Christian influence. But the most striking thing is about what Jesus even claimed. He claimed what no other religious leader could claim. Muhammad says he's a prophet. Confucius says, he's just a philosopher. Buddha is says that he had to obtain enlightenment. It is only Jesus Christ who makes a central claim that I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life. He says, before Abraham was, I am. He says, whoever has seen me has seen the Father. These are staggering claims, and they force a particular decision, right? I love what the famous philosopher C.S. Lewis says. He says that Jesus cannot simply be a good teacher. He would either be a liar by his claim, or a lunatic, or he would be who he claimed to be. That means he will be Lord. And definitely, if you look at Jesus' claim, he is definitely Lord. And so, why Christianity? Why Christianity? Because Christianity offers something that no other religion offers. It offers a faith that is grounded in history. Christianity offers a risen Savior. Christianity offers a realistic diagnosis of the human condition, that we are all fundamentally flawed. And Christianity offers a God who is near to us. So, my friends, what I'm trying to say is that Christianity is not simply a spiritual option. It's a claim about reality. And if Jesus rose from the dead, then the question no longer is Christianity interesting? The question is more about, will we follow the one who conquered death and spend eternity with him? Christianity makes a compelling case in history, makes a compelling case about our human condition, and makes a compelling case also about our eternal destiny. And I pray, I hope that if we are wrestling with this question, we would come to terms with the fact that Christianity, of all of the other options that we may have out there, makes the most reliable claim that we can ground our faith and our experience on. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode. I hope to catch you again next time. God bless you. Take care. Bye for now.